Hello and welcome. My name is Dan Nato, Application Engineer for Saratech. Today I'm going to talk about working from home and how you can access your Femap license files. If you need license files or the physical software, you can do so with your web key. If you are having trouble with your web key or generating these files, please feel free to reach out to us at support@saratech.com. So Femap has two main licensing schemes. The first one is a dongle-based license or a no-dock license, where the license information is tied to the dongle. So as long as you have the access codes for the dongle, you should be able to take the dongle wherever you wish, and you can access your Femap license files. Now the other option is a floating license or a server-based license file, and for this you need access to the server to pull that direct license. Now another option is to VPN into your server or remote into your other desktop and then have access to this server. So sometimes you do not have access to this fully, or maybe you have a limited number of those licenses in your company. So the one thing that you can do is borrow those licenses. So what you would need to do is temporarily connect to the VPN or remote or have direct connection to that server, borrow those licenses for the time being, and then return them when you're done or when the time elapses. So let's go ahead and show you how one could go ahead and borrow license files. So right now I have Femap open and I'm not connected to my server and I don't have access to a license. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly connect to my VPN so that I can pull the license file as if I was connected. So I have set up my connection to my VPN, and now it's going to communicate with the server, and once it hits the server it's going to go ahead and pull that license file. And it should come up here at any moment now. There. Now a license has been obtained, and now I am working with a full seat a license. So I can go to help, about, security, and I can show what licenses I have, what I'm using, and whatever users are currently accessing this license server. So you see right now I have 0 available of Femap because I'm using it. This one only has 1, and I have a seat of Nastran and nonlinear basic Nastran as well, and those both are available because nobody's using them. And if I hit this show users, I can see who's pulling which license, and of course in this case it's just me pulling a Femap license. You'll see that when I checked it out, and my information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow this license from the server because I want to use this locally and I don't want to stay connected to this VPN, maybe because I'm traveling or I'm out of the office or other circumstances. I'm going to go ahead and show you how one could borrow that. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and close my Femap, and I'm going to bring that license back in. So now that license that I checked out is now checked back into the pool, and I'm going to go ahead and borrow it. So in the root directory of Femap, C drive, program files, cmin, and then the version, in this case I'm using 11.4.2, there's a borrow.exe executable. So once you launch this executable, it's going to bring up this Femap license borrowing window, and you can see the things that are available to borrow. So it's pointing to the license server, who's borrowing it, and then the features that I'm interested in. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and check out my seat of Femap, and I'm going to check out the basic analysis here. You specify what features you're interested in. If you had more features, they'd be listed here. How long you'd like to borrow. The maximum borrow time is 120 days, but I recommend borrowing approximately how long you think that you're going to go ahead and borrow that. So in this instance, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, we'll just say 5 days from now, I would like to go ahead and return that. So now that I checked what I want to borrow, you just hit borrow selected. It's going to communicate with the server, and it's going to list what I have borrowed. And communication, and when it's going to feed back, see, now it's telling me that I borrowed these 2 seats. There's still this one available because I wasn't going to do nonlinear analysis, and it tells me when I borrowed it and when this license will be returned. Now I can return it before it expires if I wanted to, but it will automatically expire after this time. So now I have the license borrowed, and I can go ahead and I can disconnect from my VPN. Now, I don't know if you can see this. I'll just tell you that I have disconnect from my VPN, and now I have disconnected from my VPN. If I go ahead and launch Femap now, go ahead and select my executable, you'll see that my license is going to expire 4 days from now, just like I specified in that selection. And now I have full access to Femap, help about security. I can show licenses or show users. Now it can't see this location anymore because I'm no longer connected to that network. I'm only going to see what I have locally. And you'll notice that it says Femap borrowed, and it's 5 days from now. And it's showing that I borrowed the Nastran and Femap till that time. So if I wanted to do anything inside here, I could go ahead and specify any sort of command that I'm interested in, and I have that license file. Now if I want to return this license back to the pool, I would have to go ahead and reconnect to my VPN, launch that borrow.exe executable, and return them. And let's go ahead and go through them right now. So before I launch borrow.exe, I'm going to go ahead and connect back to my VPN. Alright, so I have entered my password, just waiting for communication to make sure that I'm connected. Looks like I'm connected to my VPN. Go ahead and launch my borrow.exe executable. And now, just like before, it's showing that none are available. Well, that's because I have them checked out, and this one's still available. So if I wanted, in this case, to borrow this one, or borrow more, I could go ahead and specify those. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and specify these entities, and I'm just going to return them. So let's go ahead and return these seats that I have open. And now these are available for anybody to access. So hopefully I showed that it's very straightforward to go ahead and borrow a license from the server. And if you have a dongle-based license, that dongle holds that license information, and you can access your seat of Femap as long as you have your access codes and that piece of software. Thank you for your time.